The ED says it did so through the manipulation of records and concealment of the identity and nationality of real donors of the Aam Aadmi Party. The ED was able to arrive at this conclusion because AAP MLA Sanjay Gupta revealed the discrepancies to the Enforcement Directorate when he was summoned for questioning. Now viewers, the findings are on your screens. We are going through each one of them. The ED's analysis of the details provided by Gupta showed that multiple donors have used same passport, same IDs to make a number of donations. In one case, for example, 155 donors residing abroad have allegedly made donations totaling up to more than 1 crore on 404 transactions using 55 passport numbers. Yes, viewers, multiple donors have used the same email ID for donations. For instance, a total of more than 2.5 crore was pumped into the app from abroad by 201 donors using 51 email IDs. Multiple donors have also used the same mobile number, the mobile phone number and credit card to make donations from abroad to the app. The ED's report says that the app had set up a body called the AAP Overseas India who were tasked to collect funds. The app had set this organization a target of rupees 50 crores way back in 2016. The ED claims that AAP also used fundraising events abroad, particularly in Canada, one of which was even attended by AAP MLA Durgesh Pathak. Now, friends, let me walk you through some of the finer details. They're on your screens as I told you. Remember, the amount is 7 crores. It came into the Aam Aadmi Party over a period of 8 years, from 2014 right up till 2022. Identity was concealed to circumvent restrictions on foreign funds. I'm not saying any of this, viewers. CNN News 18 is not saying this. The hard facts hasn't cooked this up. This is the Enforcement Directorate that has investigated claims that were made by an AAP MLA to them. The AAP MLA supplies the documents. The ED goes through these documents. The Ministry of Home Affairs asks for the report. That's how we have got our hands on this document, viewers. We accessed our sources. We pulled out this report. This report now is, of course, doing the rounds. This report adds a further layer to the AAP's problems. And viewers, remember, it comes just before the Delhi poll, the Delhi Lok Sabha election. That's happening in phase 6 on Saturday. And in the run-up to that, the AAP is being deluged by all sorts of accusations. Now, viewers, look, you're entitled to ask, and we're asking too, why has this report appeared now? It was prepared almost 8 months ago. Why has it popped out of the closet now? Is it an attempt to besmirch the AAP's reputation in your eyes when you go out to vote? I don't know, viewers. I don't know. I don't have that answer. We're trying to get that answer from the Ministry of Home Affairs. Our sources, however, have told us that this particular report is part of a larger investigation that is being conducted by the NIA into the AAP's allegedly dubious foreign funding. Apparently, the NIA that was asked to step in by the Lieutenant Governor a few days ago, earlier this month, is looking at whether these funds that have come into the party, that were obfuscated by this party, come from Canada and North America and New Zealand and, of course, viewers, Australia, where there is a significant diaspora presence among certain groups that are inimical to this country. Viewers, the NIA is also looking at whether some of this is money that has been earned through dubious sources by various players in the Middle East and is being pumped into the AAP. We don't know, viewers. It could be part of a larger investigation, but certainly these details have come out. And they are based, as I told you, on an AAP MLA's own confessions before the Enforcement Directorate. AAP MLA Durgesh Pathak apparently gave all this material to the Enforcement Directorate that only began to correlate this material, these facts, these donations to names. And then they found that some of these names were fake names or were names that were linked to one passport. And there's an example of that. And let me focus on that one example. If you look at the numbers, 155 donors used 55 passports on 404 occasions to donate over 1 crore. In fact, we're also being told that in one of our graphics, which we've broken down, the number, it's very, very interesting. And let me take you through, because viewers, all of this material has been provided in annexures. And there is one particular passport number, and there you can see it. 19 persons have used the passport beginning with G, the letter G. Donations 21 from that one passport. 19 people using that one passport. The amount might be small, but if you look at the column right under that, there's another particular passport ID. And that, viewers, is K. It begins with K7 dash 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 dash. All these people live in different countries abroad. These 19 people have pumped in that big number on your screens for almost 5 lakhs. And there are several other examples. All of this totals up to a formidable number, viewers, formidable number. Duplicate identities, single passport. There is one in which the number of donations are 41. Number of people are 2, double entry. And the amount is 8.5 lakhs. So clearly, viewers, this is all an illegality. This is an attempt, as the ED says, to obfuscate the identity. What does all this mean? The AAP has come out, of course, as claiming that it is allowed to raise funds from abroad following an amendment in the FCRA made in February 2016. But what the AAP doesn't tell you is that the donor must be recognized as a company with a share capital within limits specified for foreign investment under the FEMA of 1999. The amendment reads, quote, provided that where the nominal value of share capital is within the limits specified for foreign investment under the FEMA 1999 or the rules or regulations made thereunder, then notwithstanding the nominal value of share capital of a company being more than 1/2 of such at the time of making the contribution, such company shall not be deemed a foreign source. So only those companies, those entities that are deemed as legally entitled to make foreign direct investment in this country can contribute to party coffers. These individuals are clearly not in that category. Let's open this up, viewers. We have to ask some fundamental questions. There are the litany of ED cases, and they're piling up at the AAP store. Can there be any smoke without fire? Fundamental question. Let me begin with Dr. Muni. Let me also bring in Ishkaran Bhandari. Ishkaran Bhandari and Dr. Muni. Let me come to you, Dr. Muni, first. Now, Dr. Muni, the documents are before us. You can question the timing. Legitimately, you can say that this is an exercise in building perceptions ahead of the election. But the fact is that the facts are on your screen. According to the Enforcement Directorate, large logs of details have been submitted here. And they don't only extend across passports, but email IDs, mobile telephone numbers, again used multiple times by multiple people. One mobile number used by multiple people. One credit card used by as many as 22 people to make 24 transactions, to pump in money. The names of the people are also there. Each one of these individuals, their contributions, all provided for by an AAP MLA. How does this add up, Dr. Muni?
See, Rahulji, after failure of excise scan case, Now Bharatiya Janata Party has brought a new issue tomorrow. They will be bringing more issue before the elections. Now this shows how BJP is losing in all the 20 seats in Delhi and Punjab. This is an old case where all the questions were answered by to Enforcement Directorate, CBI, in Election Commission, MHA. Now BJP does this before the every elections. Arresting Kejriwal boomerang, and this case will be also boomeranging also. And this is not ED report, this is Bharatiya Janata Party report. Before we go ahead, I want to put some documents in front of you. Now, regarding this particular case of FCRA of 2014 and 2015, Honorable Rajnath Singh, the then Home Minister, submitted an affidavit in Delhi High Court on February 2015 that there is nothing wrong in funding of Aam Aadmi Party. It said that all the transactions are okay. I must quote the affidavit that that nothing has been found against Aam Aadmi Party in its probe regarding allegations that it has received offshore funds in violation of FCRA.
Right.
Now, this was submitted in front of Chief Justice G. Rohini and Justice R.S. Endlaw.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yes. So Dr. Muni, let me tell you that very simply, if you just Google that, it comes up. There is also information that the BJP and the Congress were pulled up for similar violations. You can Google that and also it comes up. I've done my homework, and unfortunately, sir, in your particular case, what you're failing to tell our viewers is that the then minister, Rajnath Singh, had made it quite clear that this was an investigation conducted by the UPA. And he told the High Court this in a sworn affidavit, as you have said. The period that we are talking about is pre-2014, when the UPA was around, when the UPA was making similar sounds and noises against the AAP. This period that we are talking about extends from 2015 to 2022, a period of 7 to 8 years. So this is much beyond the scope of what you are looking at, and I also found, just to put it out there. So Dr. Muni, that doesn't quite stand up. Yes, you're right. Why now? Is it an attempt to sort of trip the AAP up just before an election? But that doesn't stop. You see, corruption cannot, investigations cannot be halted at the anvil of an election, at the altar of an election. Ishkan Bhandari, then, of course, the work that you have done, or the work that one of your very close associates, Dr. Subramanian Swamy, had done in the past, would never hold up. Everyone would say, oh, he's out or you're out for some kind of, political gain. You're furthering your political interest by raising issues. There's always an election happening in our country. It just so happens that this material is coming out. Can we deny it? That's the question that we need to ask. And Ishkaran Bhandari, of course, I won't put you in that position because you're not an AAP spokesperson. So let me ask you, what really is the problem here?
Rahul, before I come to the exact problem, and I will cover the timing aspect also, because the timing is not right now. The timing goes back a little bit behind. But it is a pleasure, I think, for certain people when they speak in an environment where they don't have to rely on facts. Right now, my friend from AAP said excise scam has failed. How has that failed? Has the court quashed the FIR? Has the court quashed the charge sheet? Has the court given bail and said prima facie no cases made out against Manish Sisodia, the Deputy Chief Minister? Even Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister, is out on interim bail. So how has the excise scam flopped or failed in the court is beyond me. But let's come to this case. Please understand, Aam Aadmi Party, when it came to power, it promised open donation list. Now, we cannot count the number of promises Aam Aadmi Party has broken. Not taking a house, no Lal Batti culture, no Parivarwad, putting corrupt people in jail, etc., etc. But this promise in 2016, if you go back, they removed the donors list. Anna Hazare, Yogendra Yadav at that time complained and they brought back the list. But in 2018, they again removed the donor list and said, no, we will not bring it. This was their promise to have transparent donations. Now, today, we get to know the reason behind it is because you are getting foreign money inside India and in violation of norms, which you wanted to cover, which you did not want it to be investigated. So the process has to take place. And even in 2016, when the income tax department had sent them a notice, you know what their reply was? And I'm quoting from the reports of newspapers. inadvertent errors by us in the donor list was their official answer given. So this is not a new problem. This is not a timing thing because this is going on since 2016. That is on the timing aspect. Now what is the offense? You know, you can bring in foreign money, but the FCRA norms have to be complied. You can do many things in the country, but they have to be done legally. Now in the amendments of the FCRA and even in the initial law, you have to specify who's sending money, for what purpose is the money being sent, then you have to use the money for the designated purpose, then you have to make all the declarations as per the law. Now in this case, as you are showing, passports, same passports are having multiple entries, multiple names, same email IDs are having multiple names, mobile phones are having multiple names. This is basic KYC norms which everybody knows. Now if they are not there, that is a clear cut because the money has come from outside. It is all documentary. It will come out. So the only defense cannot be it is a political conspiracy. You have to say, was every passport a unique number? Was every email ID a unique number? Was every mobile phone a unique number done by only one donor? Was it complied with all the norms of FCRA? And recently, just last point I will make. Recently, the FCRA norms were strengthened by amendment in 2020 because foreign money was causing interference in India. 58,000 crores came in just 3 years between 16 and 19. And that was churning the politics of India. And you know all those regime change, how it is funded. And the Supreme Court in 2022 went so far to say it is open to state to have a regime in which they completely prohibit foreign funding while upholding the 2020 amendments. So you cannot fall foul of law, bring in foreign money and then say it's a conspiracy or timing was this is going on since 2016 at the least in the case of Aam Aadmi Party.
And let's not forget, viewers, I don't want to cloud this issue, but there is a banned Khalistani terror organization that has also come out and claimed that it has pumped in a lot of money into the AAP over the years. And that, of course, is the subject of a parallel NI investigation. Tehseen Poonawalla is there also with us. The BJP national spokesperson is also there with us. Mr. Muni, you know, I'm opening this up and throwing this out there. Why does the AAP need to obscure? I think what Ishkaran Bhandari said is that, okay, if you're receiving funds, it has to be a unique ID, people need to be named, etc., etc. According to the Enforcement Directorate, that is itself relying on material provided by an AAP MLA called Pathak and Sanjay Gupta. This is not the case. The AAP itself has obscured all of this. Now the question would obviously arise, why? Why are they hiding the source of the donor? Are they notorious characters? Were they giving money, these notorious, allegedly notorious characters, to do something? Get the AAP to do some bidding of theirs? We don't know, viewers. That is the suspicious part. Tehseen Poonawalla, I just want to ask you this question because your UPA government raised questions of the AAP. At that time, perhaps you didn't get the time to investigate, so you know, the minister at that time in 2015 got up and said, well, we have nothing on the AAP for now, thank you very much. And the High Court matter was sort of resolved in the AAP's favor. But now you have all these skeletons. Your own party bosses in Punjab have claimed that the AAP gets all sorts of dubious funds. Captain Amrinder Singh, who was once the Chief Minister of Punjab on a Congress party ticket, as you know, has come out and said this. Many others have come out and said it. I don't think I have to take you through all of this. I just want to ask you, how long will the Congress sit quietly, mutely by this newfound ally and support them and look the other way?
Good evening, Rahul. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's not a question of new ally, old friends, new friends. That's not the question. The question is, why does this happen, A, during elections? And I see it this way, and I've been on your show a number of times. I've been extremely grateful you've given me the opportunity to question the agencies that I firmly believe, Rahul, and I'm saying this with deepest conviction in my heart, that these agencies, especially the ED, is working at the behest of the government. It is no longer an independent agency, and these IPS officers must look within and ask themselves, are they serving the country or are they serving two men running the government? They must ask themselves. If they had all this evidence against AAP for so long, they were duty bound to act not during elections but in the past. This money isn't come to cash. No one's got cash from somewhere into Arvind Kejriwal's house or Sanjay Singh's house or Sisodia's house. This has come to legitimate banking means. Those banking means are recorded, as Ishkaran rightly said. What were you doing for so long? What were the agencies doing for so long? What was the Reserve Bank, the other agencies doing for so long? If norms are being violated. That today during elections, when a chief minister is out on interim bail, when the Supreme Court is wondering what this case is about, and an exception has been made. He didn't ask for bail, remember that. Yet Supreme Court put him out on bail, said go out, go campaign. These type of allegations keep coming up. It seems to me as an effort to destroy the Aam Aadmi Party. Now listen, I am not a fan of the Aam Aadmi Party. I actually don't like them too much. But is this democracy that political parties will be destroyed? And I once again ask these IPS officers, they're fine young men and senior citizens and senior men. Should they be doing the bidding of the government? Should they be behaving this way? Should they give away their morals just because at the time of the elections, two men have promised them maybe safety in their department?
Okay.
Is this how our agencies will work? We need to ask these questions very strongly.
Okay.
Or ask these IPS officers what were they doing for so long? That they had these documents and they didn't act, and they're acting today at the time of elections.
Yes, no, 1 second, Tehseen. I'll just come back to you quickly, very quickly. Doesn't it strike you as odd that these questions were also raised by the UPA before the 2014 elections? That they were also raised by the Congress party in Punjab before the 2017 assembly elections? Was the Congress also acting to destabilize, demolish, finish, intimidate, all the adjectives that you have used, the AAP? Were they also doing the same? Was the Congress also committing its IPS cadre to do exactly the same?
No, but this investigation is not by the state police, it's by the
I'm
central
only asking
police,
you, my dear,
so
because you made the point that the agencies are unleashed before an election. Now, I want to go back to the question.
And
so then I'm asking you, was the UPA unleashing agencies on the AAP before the 2014 general election? Simple, by asking it all these questions that the BJP today is asking the AAP. Very simple.
They asked questions. If those documentary evidences existed since 2014, and I have no reason to believe that any of these papers are false.
You can't suddenly say
what took 10 years?
Okay. So Tehseen Poonawalla, one second. Tehseen Poonawalla, one second.
What's taken 10 years, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what's taken 10 years.
One second, please. Let me just correct you on the timeline. Just 1 second. When did this matter come to the fore? It came to the fore when a particular MLA of the Aam Aadmi Party, in connection with a probe into Mr. Khera, who was at one time, and is today actually a Congress leader, but at one time was an AAP leader. When he was being investigated, a few years ago, this matter started bubbled up to the surface. Then you had a situation where Pankaj Gupta, the National Secretary of AAP, was summoned. And he is the one who provided all this material. It was on the basis of his, and this happened only 2 years ago. Now you can, yes, fault the ED for not doing anything after it submitted this report to the MHA for the last 7 months. You can say, your legitimate question can be asked, what did it do for 7 months? But surely that cannot be a reason to give the AAP a clean chit. And if you're not giving the AAP a clean chit, I just want to ask you, today hasn't the time come for the Congress party to stand up and take a stand? It's very simple. You didn't take a stand on Swati Maliwal. You haven't taken a stand on this. You haven't taken a stand on Liquorgate, despite the fact that the Supreme Court itself not giving any allowances to any of the leaders except for one in this entire matter.
No, in Liquorgate, even Sanjay Singh got bail. Let's be...
That's what I'm saying. Instead of one person, only one person. Sanjay Singh, only one person.
And Arvind Kejriwal without asking for bail.
No, but come on. Arvind Kejriwal has got interim bail on a very flimsy ground that I want to go and campaign. Amrit Pal Singh is also going to go out there and campaign. Is he innocent? He's not. He's not been given. No, answer the question. Tehseen Poonawalla, forget about these nitty-gritties. Answer the overall question.
Just to clarify on Arvind Kejriwal. I will. But just to clarify, Arvind Kejriwal never asked for bail, yet he was given bail. Now let's come to the larger question that's been asked.
He asked for bail. Hang on, Dr. Singhvi stood up in court, and the actual only reason.
No.
Oh, please. Okay.
Tehseen,
we can't have a debate.
I'm telling you.
If you're just going to completely,
Let's leave that. Let's focus on this.
Yeah, just
let's
get to the
focus
point.
on this.
Congress is giving the AAP a very wide berth on three important issues. Why?
They should. Because the BJP is out to destroy political parties.
Viewers, corruption is no longer an issue for the Congress party. Survival is an issue. Okay, let me bring in the BJP's national spokesperson, Mr. Zafar Islam. Mr. Zafar Islam, the question to you, what do you guys do for months altogether? Aap so jate hain kya? Do you go off to sleep? And do you only wake up when an election is around the corner and then you start, wanting these stories to come out? What happens to you? I'm asking you a simple, straightforward question. So jate hain.
Rahul, first of all, let me make it very clear that it is the agency which does the work. It's not the Bharatiya Janata Party.
No,
Secondly,
sir. In this particular case, the matter went to the MHA. Why didn't the MHA act? Why didn't it institute a probe for 8 months?
Let me just, I'm coming. Secondly, what is important for everyone to see that a wrongdoer is questioning about the timing. A wrongdoer has no right to talk about the timing of being issues raised or investigated further.
Actually, they do, sir. Actually, they do. But that's a different matter. I'm asking you, sir, why did not the MHA do anything for the last 8 months? Please answer the question.
See, I'm just responding to Rahul. Allow me to respond.
Yes.
Third thing which is very important, that today there is a change of heart. You can see very clearly, conveniently, Mr. Poonawalla is supporting our party. Just take many of his interviews and debates where he was criticizing Kejriwal. Kejriwal was being criticized by many congressmen, and likewise Kejriwal was criticizing Congress leaders. But they are all together because there is a bigger agenda for them of survival. Corruption is no more an issue with them, and that's why they both are corrupt parties, and they both have accepted that this is a norm for them to continue to do corruption and somehow mislead the people. But now there is an agency which actually was working at behest of during UPA time, but agency does its own work independently. So anybody is questioning an agency, they must understand the agency is only discharging their responsibilities without being pressurized by any corner. They are independent, they are pursuing based on the evidence they have, they are pursuing based on the evidence they want to collect, further evidence they want to collect. We have no role to play in, as far as
fair enough, but sir, why wasn't anything done? Why wasn't anything done?
No, MHA.
Why?
No, MHA. See, MHA will, or for that matter, any ministry, when the matter will come to them,
it has come
to
them. Please understand. No. 1 second. Here in my hands, viewers, is a letter written by the MHA to the ED to supply the details. This went out, viewers, last year in August 2023. Now do the math. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 8 months.
Rahul,
8 months. 8 months, viewers. 8 months. Why, sir, in 8 months haven't you done a thing about this?
No, Rahul, ministry has to work as per the norms. You cannot question ministry
what
why
norms,
they are,
sir? You just have to issue a notice. You have to assign this matter to an investigative agency.
Let the ministry give you the reason why.
Viewers, you are seeing a large number of political parties and their representatives struggling.
But what is important, Rahul?
I understand what is important, sir. That the truth is coming out, this, that, the other. I understand all of that. 1 second. Ishkaran Bhandari, let me bring you in. 1 second. Let's take a deep breath. The BJP says, look, our investigation agencies are independent. They do what they have to. In fact, had this been time to the election, we would have actually initiated a probe, arrested people, got hold of the Pathaks and the Guptas, etc., thrown them into jail. Okay, fine. I can concede that point. Okay. You have sat on it, so you're being very, very indulgent. And this has come out because of the resourcefulness of our reporters. So there's a little bit of embarrassment all around. I understand that. Of course, viewers, the AAP has to answer the most serious questions. Why was it obfuscating the identities? But Ishkaran Bhandari, I want to ask you, what really is the consequence of this for the AAP? What happens to them? What can happen?
Rahul, one of the consequences is your license to receive foreign funding can be suspended or even cancelled by the government. If you have not complied with the foreign funding law FCRA, then under the Act you have the power to suspend the license or as well as cancel the license. And as I was saying, in 2022, the Honorable Supreme Court not only upheld the amendments, it went so far to say it is open to the state to have a regime in which they don't allow foreign funding to come into India. Nobody has an inherent fundamental right to receive foreign money into India. I have also often asked what is the reason for foreign people to fund
Yes.
lot of NGOs, and Mr. Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party came through an NGO. What is the reason to fund all these NGOs? It is not like a rich person building a school in his village.
Big
These
questions.
NGOs go into all sort of activities. There are Home Ministry reports on conversion activities.
Yes,
being
I
carried out.
understand all
There are
that. We are
Home Ministry
not
reports on
bringing
electoral
that into
interference
this.
being
We are
carried
not
out.
bringing that
So-
into this.
so-
Fundamentally,
but
viewers.
in a simpler way, license can be cancelled.
Okay,
License
license can be cancelled. We are going to take a very short break, viewers. I'm leaving this story at that. Many unanswered questions. We are not going to stop asking them. I'm coming right back. Very important story coming out of Rai Bareli. What's happening there?
Moment in their life that the leadership, the senior most leadership, who was also the front runner for the upcoming religious, leadership election, is dead with his senior colleagues.
Right. We'll go back across to Abhishek as and when there is more. Of course, this is going to be a turnaround of sorts, an important junction for the Iranian government. And of course, this is going to be very important as far as the region is concerned as well, because this incident is following a period of heightened regional tensions, particularly in light of the Gaza conflict and Iran's recent escalations with Israel. President Raisi, who's been in office since 2021, had pledged Iran's steadfast support for Palestine, a stance reiterated during his recent dam inauguration speech as well. Here's my colleague and our managing editor, Zaka Jacob, bringing you more on the implications of this crash.
Here's your with the hard facts, brought to you from the CNN News 18 Federal Bank Primetime Studio. Viewers, what a day it's going to be. What a day it's going to be. In just about 20 minutes or so, the last of the voters will have cast their votes. Rahul Gandhi never showed up in 2019 in Amethi on polling day. He was even absent on polling day in Wayanad in phase 2 of this election. But today in Rai Bareli, there he is. In all his splendor, he has visited nearly every polling booth in Rai Bareli. Yes, every polling booth almost. Fighting to retain a toehold in Uttar Pradesh, the Gandhi family has turned Rai Bareli into a prestige battle. Every Gandhi worth their stripe is there. Rai Bareli was always nursed by Priyanka Gandhi, though the face was Sonia Gandhi, her mother, Rahul Gandhi's mother. Rahul Gandhi cannot afford to lose a constituency that his family have never lost since 1952, save once in 1977. That's when Indira Gandhi got knocked out. But she was back in 1980, winning it back handsomely. It's a different matter that she gave it up, but she came right back. Congress party spokesperson will never stop telling you that Rai Bareli will be a walkover for Rahul Gandhi. But his opponent may not be as famous as the Congress scion, but he is a doughty, scrappy fighter whose graph has been rising in the constituency. In fact, in 2019, he closed the gap in a dramatic fashion with Sonia Gandhi, prompting many to think that he would surpass her in 2024. That was one of the reasons many say that she didn't contest again. But of course, Sonia Gandhi withdrew from the contest, citing ill health, and has thrown all her weight behind her son, who she even canvassed for in the constituency over the weekend. She herself showed up despite her ill health. Priyanka Gandhi was one side and Rahul Gandhi was on her other side. And she made an emotional appeal saying that, look, I am leaving my son in your hands. She was even there by her son's side when the nomination papers were signed. That, of course, was an exercise cloaked really by a lot of secrecy. No one knew till the very morning that Rahul Gandhi is going to contest from Rai Bareli. So is Rai Bareli a done deal, or is there a surprise awaiting us? No one can say for sure, but Rahul Gandhi did lodge a few complaints today alleging electoral malpractice, which the BJP thinks is a confirmation that he is jittery and looking for excuses. Listen in to Rahul Gandhi.
बीजेपी के लोग तो बीजेपी के लोग आप लोगों को वोट डालने नहीं दे रहे यहाँ पे यहाँ पे बस्ता लगा था पर्चियां काटने में अच्छा कम कार प्रिसाइडिंग ऑफिसर से बात करिए आपने कंप्लेंट करी इसकी चुनाव आयोग में भैया
Don't be fooled by Rahul Gandhi's insouciance. Voter turnout hasn't been great, and neither has the Congress party record in Rai Bareli. That's the number, viewers. 15.26. Same shade of voter ennui as in 2019. No one really jumped out of their homes, but this can obviously be corrected upwards. Now, when viewers, things get corrected upwards, what do we make of this turnout? Let's open this up. Because Tehseen Poonawalla is there with us. His fingers, his toes, his everything are crossed because his brother-in-law is out there. His prestige is out there. His in-laws' family's name is on the mat. The legacy of the Gandhis is on test. Tehseen Poonawalla, one hopes for your sake, of course, that the winning ways the Congress retains in Rai Bareli. But look, I want to ask you this question. If the turnout goes up, since the Congress has been making such a big deal about the low turnout, saying it goes against really everybody, including the incumbent, etc., etc. Now, I'm just wanting to ask you, if the turnout goes up, does the BJP stand to benefit? Because you know, it's very good at bringing the cadre out. Has it been able to rouse the voter and come out? And would you then say that Rahul Gandhi is in trouble?
Rahul, I thank you again for having me on the show. Grateful for all your wishes, but I'm telling you this. Rai Bareli and Amethi are being won by the Congress. Both the Congress candidates, Shri Rahul Gandhi ji and Sharma ji, are winning Rai Bareli and Amethi, and the sitting incumbent member of parliament from Amethi, she's losing by a minimum of 70,000 votes to as high as 1,25,000 votes. That's Amethi. Rai Bareli, I look at the margins as between 2.5 to 3 lakhs. A victory for Rahul Gandhi ji.
Okay, that means Rahul Gandhi will do better than even his mother against the same candidate. Dr. Birendra Chaudhary is there with us.
Yes, Rai Bareli was a tougher seat.
Rai Bareli was a tougher seat
to win.
Okay. Rai Bareli was tougher. Amethi is easier, but Rahul Gandhi loves challenges. If he loves challenges, why didn't he not contest then from Wayanad and just come into the cauldron and stand there in Rai Bareli, expand his muscles, flex them and say, I'm coming back. Okay, answer that. Tehseen Poonawalla.
I'll answer that before you go to Dr. Saab.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Rahul Gandhi, because Rahul ji has shown that he's a pan-India leader. He can fight South India and North India. Okay. Whereas the Honorable Prime Minister, the tallest leader in our country, which I do concede to, can't fight from South India. Okay. So Rahul Gandhi ji is a pan-India leader, not the Honorable Prime Minister.
So that is what he was proving also in 2014. And because he lost in the North, does that not make him a pan-India leader?
No, 2014 he fought.
That's what I'm saying. He lost in Amethi. So that makes him only a South leader. That also,
that's 19.
A seat where,
that's 19.
That's what I'm talking about, 2019. He only contested 2 seats, Amethi and Wayanad. He lost Amethi, so are we supposed to say that he's only a South dominant and that also Muslim constituency majority, dominant?
Because that 2019 was another election.
Oh, it's another election. Okay. We will look at the contradictions here.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this election, he's proving what he couldn't prove. He tried to prove in the last election that he is actually a 2-trick pony. Now he is saying that, look, I am no longer just a 1-trick pony.
How many tricks pony was the Honorable Prime Minister in 2014?
He also contested 2 seats for the first time, and then he was sure enough and he said, no way, I'm coming in, so I'm going to do it. So anyhow, let me bring in Mr. Birendra Chaudhary. Dr. Chaudhary, Rahul Gandhi, if he wanted to prove that he was acceptable in both the North and South, would have announced his candidature before the election was called. राय बरेली में उनको क्या दुविधा थी? पहले से अनाउंस कर बैठते. जैसे उन्होंने वायनाड की अनाउंसमेंट की, वैसे ही उनको राय बरेली की कर लेनी चाहिए थी. तब वो प्रूव करते हैं वो कितने एक्सेप्टेबल हैं, नॉर्थ टू साउथ, ईस्ट टू वेस्ट।
जी नमस्कार। मैं जो नंबर कहने जा रहा हूं, शायद तहसीन को थोड़ी चिंता होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि नंबर कुछ अलग कहता है तहसीन। नंबर ध्यान से सुनिएगा। हाईएस्ट जो विक्ट्री मार्जिन सोनिया जी का रहा है 2006 के बाईपोल में, राय बरेली में, और विक्ट्री मार्जिन था तकरीबन 71%। और आप जानते हैं टर्नआउट कितना था तहसीन? 43.3% ओनली, 43.3% ओनली। अब देखिए टर्नआउट बढ़ता है 2004 में 48.42, विक्ट्री मार्जिन घट के हो जाता है 38.8। विक्ट्री मार्जिन आगे देखिए 2009 में 48.33 होता है टर्नआउट राय बरेली में, और सोनिया जी का विक्ट्री मार्जिन होता है 55%। और जब वो 50 पार करता है टर्नआउट 51.73 2014 में, तो सीधे घट के डीप होता है सोनिया जी का विक्ट्री मार्जिन अराउंड 43%, यानी 56 से 43। अब आप आइए 2019 में। 2019 में क्या होता है कि टर्नआउट होता है 56.34, और आप जानते हैं विक्ट्री मार्जिन हो जाता है 17.4%, एंड दैट वाज द 17.44% कि सोनिया जी ने चुनाव नहीं लड़ने का निर्णय लिया। अब आइए 2024 5 बजे तक के टर्नआउट का हाल। 5 बजे तक के टर्नआउट का हाल देखें तो राय बरेली में लास्ट टाइम के 56.3 से बढ़ के हो गया है 57.47%। ध्यान दीजिएगा, ये अपडेट होगा, ये बढ़ के हो जाएगा 60% के आगे। माने ये टर्नआउट बढ़ा, राहुल गांधी के लिए चिंता बढ़ी।
देखिए व्यूअर्स, एनालिसिस कमिंग फ्रॉम डॉक्टर बीरेंद्र चौधरी फ्रॉम 2006 onwards, every time except for once when the turnout has gone up, the margin has shrunk between Sonia Gandhi and those who she is contesting against. Wow. 17% last time only at 56.3. In 2024 it's 57.47 already. There are still voters. Are they all coming out to prove a point? Let me bring in the BJP national spokesperson Zafar Islam. Tehseen Poonawalla says it's a one-horse race by a two-trick pony. How does this work? That he is proving his acceptability from north to south. The Prime Minister has never done so. Can you respond?
See, as far as Prime Minister is concerned, he fought the 2014 election from Varanasi as well as from Gujarat. Should he want to fight from anywhere in the country, all the constituency, he will win, because his personality is and the kind of admiration he enjoys is no one enjoys in this country. Forget about Rahul Gandhi. As far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned, he is enjoying what is the bastion, what people say the Congress bastion. So he is fighting from there. Should he really want to prove something, he should fight from Varanasi. Then we will accept that, okay, he is a leader, mass leader, or he is a leader of some repute. But this guy who is fighting from Wayanad, where everyone knows this Congress will win, he is fighting from Rai Bareli, where he knows that he will lose. Still, because he has been pushed to fight the election, that otherwise the morale of the party workers will go down, it will come off significantly. That's why he was asked to fight election, and at the last moment, reluctantly, he agreed. And everyone knows that you also mentioned, Rahul, just now, that at 4 a.m. in the morning, they decided that, okay, Rahul Gandhi will fight the election and his sister will not. It is only because they have been pushed to fight, otherwise he wouldn't have fought. He wouldn't have fought this election at all from Rai Bareli. He would have asked someone else to fighting. He was actually insisting and supporting many other leaders to fight from the election. And not only Rahul Gandhi, just take the case of many other senior leaders of Congress party. They refused because they know that there is a Prime Minister who was fighting the election from the front and who has done many good things for the country in last 10 years. Everybody supports him. Everybody wants him to continue as the Prime Minister of the country. And his admiration is just unparalleled to anyone.
Okay.
So, Rahul Gandhi has been forced to fight, and he will lose the as
Dr.
Vijendraji was
Chaudhary,
saying this time. He is going to lose.
One horse race, two trick pony against a dark horse. Yes, okay, Tehseen Punal, very quickly before I bring in Dr. Chaudhary. Yes, one horse race, two trick pony against a dark horse. This is becoming very interesting. It's like the Epsom Derby.
No, I mean, it's elections. No, it is the elections, it is democracy, and it should be interesting. Why not? And I respect Dr. Saab, his analysis are quite good. So I won't say anything about Dr. Saab. He has a right to his analysis, the final numbers will speak. But to the BJP spokesperson and my dear friend Zafar Saab, he says everything which is nothing but pure gossip. How does he know Rahul Gandhi ji did not want to contest? How did he know Priyanka ji wanted to contest? I mean, this is WhatsApp and this is gossip. The fact is, in this entire little portion that Zafar Saab spoke on, he had nothing of substance to say. Tell us what you did.
But let me ask you.
Don't tell us about actually Magal.
Yes.
No, can I just come in, Rahul?
Rahul Gandhi ji came and told.
Yes, okay.
Rahul ji came and told you.
Very quickly respond, and then I want to bring in Dr. Chaudhary for a second time. Yes.
No, all I just want to tell you that how do I know? I mean, everyone knows. I don't need to speculate here. Anybody who would want to fight election.
How?
Well, let me put it this way. Yes, there is no confirmation. There is no confirmation. No one has come out and said that Rahul Gandhi was reluctant. But why announce this seat so much into the phase? Everyone knew he was waiting.
That was our strategy.
No, 1 second. No strategy. Everyone knew that he was holding off on Wayanad so that the voters would ditch him in Wayanad. Because the biggest issue in Wayanad was his commitment. And the test of his commitment. Now, 1 second. Dr. Birendra Chaudhary, let me bring you in.
If everyone knew, then it's not a secret.
Okay. 1 second. Let me just bring you in. Dr. Birendra Chaudhary, this analysis that these people make कि Rahul Gandhi अपनी popularity prove करना चाह रहे हैं from north to south. ऐसी बात होती, he would have contested much in advance. He would have said, okay, I am going to be the man who's going to contest from Wayanad. I'm going to knit India from north to south together. But just leave that aside for 2 minutes, Dr. Chaudhary. I want to ask you specifically a question. Do you believe that in this election, the Samajwadi Party will work, the cadre will work on the ground level to help Rahul Gandhi, or will that cadre conversion, that chemistry not happen?
देखिए, इसमें राहुल गांधी, कांग्रेस पार्टी और समाजवादी पार्टी और बीएसपी, 3 प्लेयर को मैं रखना चाहूंगा एक साथ बात को कहने के लिए। 2019 का लोकसभा चुनाव उत्तर प्रदेश, 80 सीट में से 64 सीट मिलता है एनडीए को, 62 बीजेपी, 2 उनके अपना दल, और बाकी मिलता है एक सोनिया जी को और बाकी मिलता है एसपी बीएसपी को। जबकि सोनिया जी के कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में ना एसपी था ना बीएसपी था, माने इनडायरेक्ट सपोर्ट था। सवाल उठता है कि फिर विक्ट्री मार्जिन 17% पे क्यों घट गया, 71% से 75% हो जाता। तो यदि यही पॉपुलैरिटी होता तो राहुल से तो ज्यादा पॉपुलैरिटी सोनिया जी का है। 1998 से हो रही है, 18 साल तक पार्टी का प्रेसिडेंट, 2 बार सरकार का उन्होंने नेतृत्व किया है, आधिकारिक रूप में भले नहीं। दूसरी बात, यदि 2019 के आंकड़े को लें तो एसपी बीएसपी ने जब बीजेपी को नहीं रोका तो उसके बाद हम कैसे कहें कि अभी हर कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में बीएसपी अलग है और एसपी अलग है?
Big question, backed by data, viewers. Dr. Chaudhary has brought the data and put it right there. It's not the elephant in the room. It is the big monument to fact in the room. Now we can peel away at it, and if that turnout goes up, Dr. Chaudhary believes, and he's given you the reason, that this particular margin could shrink. It could become one of the tightest elections of this 2024 Mahabharat. Viewers, as they say, nothing is over till it's over. I'll take a short break.
India has now confirmed that rescuers have found the wreckage at the site of the helicopter crash. The helicopter that was carrying the Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi. No survivors have been found, is what they're saying. Raisi, along with the Iranian Foreign Minister Abdullahian, was traveling for inaugurating a project very close to the border with Azerbaijan. And now, as of this morning, Iranian state TV is reporting that they've found the wreckage. It was a long search, a 15-hour search. There was inclement weather. It was snowing in that area. It's a mountainous terrain. And finally, this morning, as Iranians are waking up this morning, they are waking up to this terrible news that no survivors have been found at the wreckage site. It's been confirmed by the head of the Iranian Red Crescent Society. He has said to state television that finding the location of the helicopter and seeing the scene, there is no sign of any passengers being alive. So Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi, the Foreign Minister Abdullahian, as well as other senior government officials were traveling to this site very close to the border with Azerbaijan for the inauguration of a new dam project there. This, of course, happened very close on the slopes of a very steep mountain peak close to the city of Varzagam. This happened around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. But today, Monday morning, Iranians are waking up to this terrible news that their president and the foreign minister of that country has died, has perished in this unfortunate helicopter crash. Now, it comes at a very critical time as far as Iran's internal politics is also concerned, and of course, Iran's external politics with its neighbors, with the United States, etc. are concerned. Remember, the most immediate priority, of course, would be, as per the Iranian constitution, the new president has to be chosen in the next 50 days. They have to
impact Bharat's rise in the world. Join me, Nalin Mehta, for the most dynamic and distinctive coverage, unrivaled political punditry, and the sharpest election analysis. Elections equals CNN News 18.
If anything happens to the president, as per the Iranian constitution, the vice president takes over the chair on an interim basis, and within 50 days, an election has to happen to elect the next president. Mr. Raisi, of course, had won that election in 2021. He was considered one of the most hardline right-wing leaders that Iran has seen.
Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi has died, along with Iranian Foreign Minister, when their chopper crashed near the village of Tawil in Iran's East Azerbaijan province. The helicopter has been identified as a US-make Bell 212. Images from the site showed the aircraft had slammed into a mountain peak, although the official cause of the crash is still unknown. Rescue teams battled blizzards and challenging terrain throughout the night to reach the wreckage, but upon discovering the crash site, it was discovered that there was no sign of life that was detected. My colleague Abhishek Jha is joining us with more. Abhishek, tell us, one, officially what are Iranian authorities saying, and what is the likely forward path as far as the Iranian government is concerned?
Well, the Iranian government has, of course, announced that he has been dead, Ibrahim Raisi, and his senior colleague, Foreign Minister Amir Abdullahian. We know that Iranian embassies across the world, they have also flying their flag half-mast, that is a symbol of mourning for their respected leadership. Now, the way forward is very tricky.
The India bloc halt the Modi juggernaut. Join me, Nistula Hebbar, for the most dynamic and distinct coverage, unrivaled political punditry, and the sharpest election analysis. Elections equals CNN News 18.
India's number election were due next year, and now we'll have to wait for whether the Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei decides to organize the election, which is mandated by the constitution, that the vice president will take charge for the 50 days, and in between the elections will have to be taken place and the new leadership will be elected, or he will wait for another year when the elections were actually due. So that is a very critical decision that the Iranian government will be taking. We know that it's a theocracy, and the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei has much of the hold, and he can at times oversee the constitutional mandates also. So what will be the decision of the regime? That we'll have to wait. But for now, the Iranians are mourning one of the most sad moment in their life, that the leadership, the senior most leadership, who was also the front runner for the upcoming religious leadership election, is dead with his senior colleagues.
Right. We'll go back across to Abhishek as and when there is more. Of course, this is going to be a turnaround of sorts, an important junction for the Iranian government. And of course, this is going to be very important as far as the region is concerned as well, because this incident is following a period of heightened regional tensions, particularly in light of the Gaza conflict and Iran's recent escalations with Israel. President Raisi, who's been in office since 2021, had pledged Iran's steadfast support.
Will personal equations spoil chances? Join me, Smita Prakash, for the most dynamic and distinct coverage, unrivaled political punditry, and the sharpest election analysis. Elections is equal to CNN News 18.
A stance reiterated during his recent dam inauguration speech as well. Here's my colleague and our managing editor, Zaka Jacob, bringing you more on the implications of this crash.
So, Iranian state media has now confirmed that rescuers have found the wreckage at the site of the helicopter crash. The helicopter that was carrying the Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi. No survivors have been found, is what they're saying. Raisi, along with the Iranian Foreign Minister Abdullahian, was traveling for inaugurating a project very close to the border with Azerbaijan. And now, as of this morning, Iranian state TV is reporting that they've found the wreckage. It was a long search, a 15-hour search. There was inclement weather. It was snowing in that area. It's a mountainous terrain. And finally, this morning, as Iranians are waking up this morning, they are waking up to this terrible news that no survivors have been found at the wreckage site. It's been confirmed by the head of the Iranian Red Crescent Society. He has said to state television that finding the location of the helicopter and seeing the scene, there is no sign of any passengers being alive. So Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi, the Foreign Minister Abdullahian, as well as other senior government officials were traveling to this site very close to the border with Azerbaijan for the inauguration of a new dam project there. This, of course, happened very close on the slopes of a very steep mountain peak close to the city of Varzagam. This happened around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. But today, Monday morning, Iranians are waking up to this terrible news that their president and the foreign minister of that country has died, has perished in this unfortunate helicopter crash. Now, it comes at a very critical time as far as Iran's internal politics is also concerned, and of course, Iran's external politics with its neighbors, with the United States, etc. are concerned. Remember, the most immediate priority, of course, would be, as per the Iranian constitution, the new president has to be chosen in the next 50 days. There have to be elections. If anything happens to the president, as per the Iranian constitution, the vice president takes over the chair on an interim basis, and within 50 days, an election has to happen to elect the next president. Mr. Raisi, of course, had won that election in 2021. He was considered one of the most hard...
The historic third-term dream achievable? Join me, Shapun Das Gupta, for the most dynamic and distinct coverage, unrivaled political punditry, and the sharpest election analysis. Elections equal CNN News 18.
Co-powered by right-wing leaders that Iran has seen.
Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi has died, along with Iranian Foreign Minister, when their chopper crashed near the village of Tawil in Iran's East Azerbaijan province. The helicopter has been identified as a US-make Bell 212. Images from the site showed the aircraft had slammed into a mountain peak, although the official cause of the crash is still unknown. Rescue teams battled blizzards and challenging terrain throughout the night to reach the wreckage, but upon discovering the crash site, it was discovered that there was no sign of life that was detected. My colleague Abhishek Jha is joining us with more. Abhishek, tell us, one, officially what are Iranian authorities saying, and what is the likely forward path as far as the Iranian government is concerned?
Well, the Iranian government has, of course, announced that he has been dead, Ibrahim Raisi, and his senior colleague, Foreign Minister Amir Abdullahian. We know that Iranian embassies across the world, they have also flying their flag half-mast, that is a symbol of mourning for their respected leadership.
CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narsimhan, coming to you live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks a historic day in the history of democracy for Bharat. Because after the abrogation of Article 370, for the first time, Baramulla went to the ballot for a central parliamentary election. And the voter turnout is so encouraging that it has breached the records